fuck is... Anyway, now that that random-ass phone call is out of the way, let's get back to this. Redacted update. I've decided not to tell him I love him. I think it's better for me to be considerate of his feelings. At the end of year picnic, when everyone was revealing crushes at people they loved, when Redacted wasn't there, that awful you-know-too. No, I'm not gonna read that part out. Blah blah blah. That is one way that I'm better than you-know-who when it comes at crushes. I would not want to put Redacted through the same trouble if he secretly hates me. Hope not. He doesn't deserve bad thoughts about it. Like, I thought, like, everyone would react the same way as I did to, like, someone having a crush on them. Okay, so here's another list entry. 1. Evil brain strikes yet again. Angry face. The paranoia axe girl thought is gone. Smiley face. But only because a new one has replaced it. Think of the worst thing you can think of that's so terrible you would die if anyone knew. Times it by 10. And this new one eats those for breakfast. It's so terrible that I can't admit it myself that I have this thought. So I've invented this new thought that's worse. It's not. Nothing can be worse. To take over from this new, unspeakably horrible one. So in cane toad theory terms, bringing in non-poisonous cute frogs or something to kill the cane toads with miniguns or something. Technically, if they eat them, they die. I was really, like, overanalyzing, like, cane toads, like, comparing, like, my life to being ruined by cane toads. Okay, so here's an update for the fish incident. The girl who stared at me because I asked for her food that she was just gonna chuck out. She left. Hardly noticed. Wow, I was such a bitch. I actually wrote in my fucking diary that Justin Bieber got a girlfriend. Like, I said, and I quote, "Get a girlfriend already." He did. Happy for them. Surprised no one's been talking about it. Like, that was, like, important enough to, like, write in my diary, apparently. New term resolutions. Here we go. Number 4. Redacted, redacted, and redacted don't exist. 5. Neither does Paranoia Girl. I just, like, pretended people didn't exist. Cause, like, these 3 girls, the redacteds, the ones that left me out of the group project that one time, like, I just straight up pretended they didn't exist for a year. I was such a fucking bitch, what the fuck? There's the date at the top, and it says in brackets, "Yes, the next day! Shocked face!" Dear Diary, I have proof that Redacted, Redacted 2, and Redacted 3 hate me. In music today, spelt 2-D-A-Y, I was standing in the middle of the classroom, and I saw Redacted holding a phone and it was pointing at me, and I thought maybe it's me being paranoid, but 5 things about that. 1. Phones weren't allowed in class. 2. The light was on. 3. I was the only person in that area. It couldn't have been taking photos of chairs. 4. It was pointed at me. 5. I saw her out of the corner of my eye and I think she looked at me. Teacher was slightly thinking I was being paranoid, but Mrs. Redacted said I was probably not. She said she'd follow it up tomorrow. And then I just ramble on for another, like, 2 pages about how the teacher didn't get it and how my life was at stake because these girls were, like, taking pictures of me when I was not in my happiest mood. Which is, like, I'll be fair, like, that's a valid thing to be worried about, but... So it's out with Operation Zone Out Look Blank cause they don't exist, and in with Operation Hope she gets majorly busted before she puts it on Space Face. Here's a few days later. Turns out I was just being paranoid. She was taking photos of her and her friends. So I just know nothing about where a camera is on a phone. So yeah, it turns out they were just like selfies. She was using the front camera. Bruh, like, do you have to be so fucking paranoid, Alana? Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, it was valid. Like, I thought they hated me. I thought they were, like, out to ruin my life, but still, kind of dramatic, you know. Today was Multicultural Day and the entertainment was Hawaiian dancing. It was awful because they gave tickets at teachers, and the teachers had to give the tickets at students. There was this one random teacher near me, so I had to hide under a table. Could hide from tickets, but not from bustedness. So I got busted hiding, but I was yelling, explain later. Jesus Christ, what the fuck was wrong with me? So I was yelling because the students selected had to come on stage and dance Hawaiianly. Now, Hawaiian dance is very slutty because they do a lot of waggling their ass and touch their hips, and they wear coconut cups. I was trying to yell at them to stand up for themselves and say, no, I'm not going to dance like a slut. But no, they either didn't care about their dignity or they're too weak, and there is spelt wrong again. What the fuck was wrong with me in like year 7 or whatever the fuck? Probably year 8 by now. Did I literally just like slut shame people for dancing and having fun? Like, I get that I was projecting my own fears onto like the professional dancers who were like leading the group. I guess I was like projecting my fears onto them because they were wearing the coconut bras and not much else, like the grass skirts and the coconut bras, and that's about it. Like, I was probably scared on their behalf, but like, why did I have to take it out on the other students and like fucking yell onto the stage? Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Ditto keeps happening in PE cause we're doing dodgeball. Dodgeball was spelt with a J. And the whole point of it is to bang people. Oh, you sweet summer child. Do you not know what bang means? Like, do you not know? The whole point of dodgeball is to bang people. I don't think so, sister. Like, bruh. Dodgeball is not safe, but they don't care. Alright, and the last page of this is literally just, it's a poem, or a song. I was reading through this and noticed something that rhymed, and I made a song. In this friendship, I'm just a hanger-on. I don't feel like I belong. I can't say my opinion for fear of being frowned upon. Oh no, I don't belong with them, 'cause they don't accept me for who I am. Oh, they're too shallow to be my friends. Yikes! And then that's literally it. That's the whole thing. It's like not even that many pages. Okay, and I've got this one that I continue in. It's a fucking Bratz diary. Like, I wasn't even into dolls back then. Like, I had like one doll and I didn't even play with the dolls that much. Like, someone probably gifted this to me, so it's kind of cringe. But I actually gave her a nose. I drew a nose on her. 5 likes on this video and I'll read this one. So what did we learn today, gamers? We learned that when you're a child, you tend to over-dramatize things. You tend to, like, worry excessively about things that wouldn't bother you when you've grown up and, like, got some, like, skills to deal with stuff. It's proof that it's gonna get better. You won't always worry about the same kind of stuff that bothers you in high school. You won't always have these problems, and not everything is always gonna mean as much to you as it did when you were younger. Like I said in the reacting to the Will and Eve song video thing, no matter how cringe you are, you've always been more cringe in the past. So, like, I'm pretty cringe now, but I was extreme cringe back then. Like, not even just Will and Eve, but like back in high school I was extremely cringe. That's real not nene. That's really not epic. But also, if you're in high school and you do have these kinds of worries, or like any kinds of worries, just because you're young doesn't mean they're less valid. How you feel when you're stressed is completely real to you. And I know that, like, if my younger self was watching this video at that age, she would freak out and cry, and she would get so angry. She would hate me so much for making fun of her. And I kind of feel bad for making fun of my past self, because I know that my worries were real, and I really did, these things did keep me up at night, and these things were, like, actually, like, valid reasons to be scared. Well, not all of them, like, some of them were pretty dramatic, but when you're young, your mind, like, physically, like, you're chemically kind of inclined to overreact to everything. So it's pretty normal. It doesn't make it right, but it's okay to be, like, somewhat dramatic, because that's just what you're like when you're little. And I feel bad for, like, the teenagers with mental illness who have anxiety and depression and stuff, like, stacked onto that. Like, stacked onto being dramatic. Some kids just have it really bad. I wish I could help. Some people's situation just kind of sucks, and I try to give them some wisdom and tell them, like, it's gonna be better one day, it's gonna improve, but, like, when you're young, you don't really believe that things could improve because of the way your brain works. So if you're one of my friends or any just random person who's going through, like, this kind of stage of life and got a lot of, like, drama going on with your friend group or, like, various things, like, that's valid. You're allowed to feel stressed about that. You're allowed to, like, go on about it, and you're allowed to feel sad and scared and angry and whatever the fuck you want to feel, but it's not always going to be this bad, and I promise you can get through it if you try. And if you go and, like, seek adult guidance, and there's a lot more problems in adulthood, but you're going to be able to cope with them better when you're an adult. So it'll get better. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. 5 likes and I'll read this piece of disaster ass. Yep. Bye.